TakeToTheStreets.org sponsors Great Run on Channel 5.
Welcome back to Portsmouth. Well, as the elite women's race continues, back at the start, Ali has someone who's warming up his vocal cords as well as his muscles before he tackles the race today.
So Jean-Ron, you've got a bit of a dual role today, running and singing. We've thrown everything at you.
I have, yeah. I mean, the easiest part is the singing. It's the running I'm worried about. But 10 mile isn't too bad.
So running to egg on all of our masses, what will you be singing for us?
I'm going to sing You Raise Me Up. We did it in Manchester for the Manchester 10K earlier in the year, and it went down really well. I mean, I was like, do you really want me to sing that? And people were like, you would not believe how it makes the hairs on the back of our neck stand up. And it really gives us that, you know, extra oomph just to go the distance.
And you're a keen runner too, so how does the breathing work with the singing and the running? Does it help?
No, it contradicts each other really, so I have to make sure I do my training when I'm not doing any operatic work. Because with the sports breathing, you're always breathing thoracic breathing, whereas when you're breathing for operatic, you know.
Well, we look forward to hearing you and look forward to seeing you running round as well, so have a good race today.
Thanks, Sally. God bless.
Well, the women's race is already evolving into a four-woman race, as you can see, led by Anika Kalovic of Hungary. On the right of your shot, Mamanyi, the Commonwealth champion for over 10,000 metres in the purple top. And then, of course, Freya Murray of Chester Street. They've got it, and Incerti of Italy. These four have got away. Steph Twell, I know, was a bit tired before this race, and well, she didn't expect to do that well, although she has got a lot of confidence, you know, from those performances in the championships, the Commonwealth Championships. I was just wondering whether that might be Twell in fifth place, but I can't see back that far. It may well be. Yes, it is Steph Twell. That's Steph Twell in fifth place, just divorced from that leading group. And
well, Stuart, I think there's an opportunity for Mamanyi to run very, very fast today. These are the best conditions for quite a few years here in Portsmouth. It's absolutely glorious, as you can see. There's just a very slight breeze. But Mamanyi has gone out in about 5:12 for the first mile, quicker than last year when Montero ran 52:32.
Yeah, well, they're coming into the heritage area, aren't they? They'll go through Victoria, or Victory Gate, I should say. But this is very much a class run, very quick indeed. And incidentally, it may be that Kalovic is setting pace for this, because quite frankly, she set the pace for the London Marathon. She ran, what, 71 minutes for the first half of the London Marathon, so she's very, very talented indeed. And she's set a very, very quick pace.
She's a very experienced pacemaker, as Kalovic in blue there, and she's doing exactly that here. And I'm glad she has cut away, because the first few hundred metres were very slow and I was wondering if they were going out quickly or not, but they were very considered. She suddenly put her foot down, dragged this group away, and she set it up nicely, Stuart. The 2 mile time will be interesting. We're looking for something around 10:20 for 2 miles, but you can see what wonderful conditions they are. Dead flat, this course, absolutely dead flat, and there's very, very little wind today, which is what has affected times in the last few years.
The Victory. That majestic ship standing proud, the number 2 dry dock, the Royal Navy's most famous warship, world's oldest commissioned ship, in centre picture. And, there it is, that wonderful sight. They're coming round past the Victory now, as you can see. And Steph just about 20-30 metres behind this four. If only she could get back to this group of four, then life may well be a little easier for her. But Steph Twell, who ran so well at the Commonwealth Games, has had a very, very good season, very close to 4 minutes over 1,500 metres. And I think at the end of the day, she may well go to 5,000. The men elite are almost ready to go. And this is a very good field indeed. Shaheen is the world record holder for the 3,000 metre steeplechase. He won the world title a couple of times. I'll talk more about that as the race goes along, but he is very, very special. He's turned to 5,000. Victor Rotlin of Switzerland, the European marathon champion. He's preparing for the New York Marathon in a couple of weeks' time, says this is the ideal race. And Andrew Lemoncello of Britain, Scott, was Britain's first man home in the London Marathon. And then Joseph Abuya, the world cross-country champion at the beginning of this season. So it's a tough field, and the rest behind, a sprinkling of the best that Britain can offer. And at the start, they're being drawn forward, or brought forward now, just ahead of the masses. $23,000 and a lot of money being raised for charity here. This is one of the very special parts of these runs for British events. We reckon up to about £3 million will be raised as a result of this Great South Run, and you saw immediately Shaheen and Abuya drive to the front of this large group, and there'll be some time getting across that start line. They've got transponders on their ankles, so they'll all get their personal times, but those stopwatches are being clicked just to make absolutely sure.
Perfect conditions, and every race organiser dreams of days like this, and we've been here many years, Stuart, on the seafront here at Portsmouth. Quite often when the rain is coming in horizontally off the coast and off the sea, and very, very strong winds. But this is absolutely fabulous, and it's interesting. We saw a quick shot just now of Abuya going straight to the front, and looks to me like he's up for the task here today. Very, very strong runner. The winner of the Kenyan Commonwealth Games trials for 5,000 metres, but ended up fourth in the actual games themselves a couple of weeks back.
And let's look and see what Grace Mamanyi's done to the women at the moment. All of a sudden there's a big gap, and Steph Twell is still there looking in fifth place, but certainly Mamanyi's got away from this field. You know, when you think back to Mamanyi's the part she played in the 10,000 metres in the World Championships in Berlin, well, she was very much with Lynette Masai, who won the gold medal. They teamed up to beat the Ethiopians. That's very much a part of what the Kenyans do in races, but this is an occasion where she's come here off the back of that 10,000 metre race in the Commonwealth Games. I sat there and watched it, and she was totally in control. She sat back in behind the leading two, then all of a sudden in the final stages just gradually increased the pace and moved away, and then in the end she had quite a powerful sprint finish. So not only has she got the speed endurance, the strength endurance, she's got some speed, real speed at the end as well.
Well, she's got real experience at 10 miles too. She has run 51 minutes and 51 seconds. That was in Holland last year, in fact in September last year, so she knows the distance. And if you're not going to get a real neck-and-neck race like we had in the men's race last year and Mo Farah winning by 1 second, then the next best option for a race organiser is to have a very, very quick time. And it was really encouraging, Stuart, that in both women's and men's races today, it looks like the top Africans have grasped this opportunity of absolutely ideal conditions and are going for quick times.
Well, great runs are not just about running. It would seem they're a bit about dating too. This pair met back in the 2006 Great South Run, and they just got married a couple of weeks ago. Congratulations, guys. Richard and Louise Price, lovely to meet you. So back today to run on the back of your honeymoon.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Got to work off those honeymoon food, haven't we, really?
Yeah. So tell me how you met back in 2006.
A friend of ours drove us down here, and we got introduced, and
ever since
the
then,
rest is history, really.
Yeah.
And were you running along behind thinking, oh, nice running style?
I was, exactly, yeah. No, I think you got to the front and you were waiting for me there, weren't you? I think more like that.
Yeah.
Chasing her all the way round. Finally found her, got her.
And how did he pop the question then?
He took me to New York for my birthday and proposed at the top of the Empire State Building.
How lovely. Well, we have got a little thank you for you being our top married couple runners here at the Great South Run. So we've got a little thank you. I don't expect you to run round with it while you're running round. But guys, enjoy the race, and thank you so much. You can start our dating site for us.
They are moving quite quickly, Tim, these three. They really are. This is elite in every sense of the word.
Well, they are moving well, and why not, Stuart? You know, the course is absolutely dead flat. There's very little to break up your rhythm on this course. A few twists and turns, but actually you can take those in your stride. And Abuja is enjoying his running, his time in the limelight. You know, his World Cross Country win back in March in Poland was his first big step into the limelight. He comes from an incredibly poor background. His parents couldn't afford to send him to school, Abuja. When he won the World Cross Country in March, in one day he won $33,000. You can multiply that by 10 in his buying power when he takes it back to Kenya.
Lovely shots, aren't they? This bright sunny morning. Two-mile marker through that heritage area, the Victory Gate, as I said, out through the naval base, through the Marlborough Gate onto Queen Street and head towards 3 miles.
It is interesting that Abuja's doing all the pushing at the front of that little trio at the moment, and Shaheen in the red shorts, you can just see in the white vest at the back of the group. As I wouldn't say he's hanging on just yet, but he's not right up there alongside Abuja, his former compatriot.
That famous ship, and in the midst of that heritage area now.
Well, they're just coming up towards the 2-mile marker now, Stuart. This trio in single file. Such is the aggression of Abuja's running. Boy, is he pouring it on.
The next wave being released from the start, and if you look right back into the distance, they are still there. 23,000 entries. A whole host of celebrities here. Kelly Holmes, Brendan Foster. There's David James.
Laurie McMenemy as well there. They're all out today.
There's a little battle between England and France today. The average times of all English and French finishers will be taken to decide who wins the Brittany Ferries trophy. Well, now just catching up once again with the women's race. Grace Mamanyi looks so very, very comfortable, doesn't she?
She does look comfortable, Stuart. And there's no glancing around to see what sort of damage this surge is doing. Same with Abuja. Look, the gap is there. Back to Yator and Shaheen. And seriously quick running here from Abuja. Beautiful, powerful stride. He's got his well muscled, isn't he, for a distance runner. Very good muscles in the shoulders, and he's enjoying this.
But he is powerful. You can see how he won the World Cross Country Championship. Well, it's both Kenyans now away from the rest of the field, and the race is now well underway.
TakeToTheStreets.org sponsors Great Run on Channel 5.